What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. Let's go ahead and get some more from Judge Webster in Texas.
This court is going to call cause number 14048. This is in the District Court of Newton County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Hazley Hardin and Parker Westbrook. Mr. Hunter Hardin, would you raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air?
My hand's in there.
Hunter Hardin, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Ms. Westbrook, please raise your right hand. Ms. Westbrook, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Simone, does the state have any other witnesses besides the parties?
No, sir.
Mr. Hardin, the state of Texas has filed a lawsuit, and in this lawsuit, they're asking me to add the child Parker Westbrook to an already existing order between you and Ms. Westbrook in the state, and add this child to an already existing order with Hazley. There is no legal established father in regards to Parker Westbrook. In a case like this, you're entitled to ask me for DNA testing for the child Parker Westbrook. Do you understand that that is your right to ask?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to take a DNA test in regards to the child Parker Westbrook?
No, sir.
Are you now admitting under oath, Mr. Hardin, that you are the biological and legal father of the child Parker Westbrook?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Ms. Simone, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. Before I call my first witness, I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior order in this case.
The court will take judicial notice of its own file.
And the state would also move for the admission of the pay record for Mr. Hardin as State's Exhibit A.
All right, Ms. Westbrook, I just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged pay record between you and Mr. Hardin. Is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Hardin, the same question. Is it okay if I look at your pay record?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence. Thank you, Mr. Hardin.
Okay, at this time, the state will call Ms. Westbrook. Ms. Westbrook, will you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Cheyenne Page Westbrook.
Okay, and do you have any safety concerns with your personal information being in today's court order?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. And are you the mother of Hazley Renee Hardin and Parker Westbrook?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we are here today to establish some parental rights and responsibilities in regard to Parker. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And we already have a court order in place regarding Hazley from 2016?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, when was Parker born?
She was born July 21st of 2020.
And how old is Parker?
She'll be 3 this July, so she's 2.
Okay, and who is Parker's father?
Hunter Hardin.
And were you married to anyone when she was born?
No, ma'am.
And is there any chance that anyone else could be her father?
No, ma'am.
And what would you like Parker's last name to be?
Hardin as well.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but y'all have it as Hazley Hardin, but everything else is Westbrook, and I want to see how we get that updated.
I have to see if it was changed in the prior order or not.
Okay.
And if not, it might be something you have to pursue on your own.
Okay. Perfect. I just wanted to check and make sure.
Okay. And when did you tell Mr. Hardin that he could be Parker's father?
When I found out I was pregnant, we were together.
Okay. And has Mr. Hardin provided financial support for Parker since she was born?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're not seeking any type of back child support today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And who does Parker live with?
She lives with me
Okay. And how long has she lived with you?
since she was born.
And who makes the important decisions for her?
I do.
And who makes the day-to-day decisions?
I do.
Okay. And when did Mr. Hardin last see Parker?
Today. He has her actually this week. He has them this week.
Good. And what's his relationship like with Parker?
It's pretty good. She knows that that's her daddy and she loves her daddy.
Okay. And do you have any safety concerns with visitation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And how are your children covered for health insurance?
They are on Medicaid.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pass this witness.
Are you next witness?
I will call Mr. Hardin.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Harden, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Hunter James Harden.
Okay, and you are the father of Hazley Harden and Parker Westbrook?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand we're here today to establish some parental rights and responsibilities in regards to Parker, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're asking the court to make a finding today that you're Parker's biological father?
Yes.
And what would you like Parker's last name to be?
Harden.
Okay. And who does Parker live with?
She lives with her mom.
Okay, who makes the major life decisions for her?
Her mom.
And who makes the day-to-day decisions?
Her mom.
And how often do you see Parker?
Every chance I can.
Okay, when did you last see her?
She's at my house right now.
Okay. And are you presently employed?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. When is the last time that you were working?
Last week.
Okay. Were you laid off from your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you currently seeking work?
Yes, ma'am. The next job I have that I should be able to get to go on is the beginning of July.
Okay. And where will that job be?
Coshada, Louisiana.
What type of work will you be doing?
Welding.
Welding? Okay. And what company will that be through?
Crossfire.
Okay. Do you know what you'll be making at that job?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. And who was your previous employer?
Newman Welding.
And how long did you work there?
3 or 4 weeks.
And what were you paid while you were working there?
$80 an hour.
Okay. And where did you work before Newman?
Newman. I worked with Nuco.
And was that also welding work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long did you work there?
Month and a half.
Okay.
2 months, something like that.
All right. What were you paid while you were working there?
I want to say it was $34 an hour.
Okay. So it's safe to say that you work contract positions.
I work contract every once in a while. My pay rate's anywhere from like 32 to 38 normally.
Okay. And what's the longest
And-
that you ever go without work?
If you date back to 2020, I was probably off for 3 or 4 months
Okay.
just because I couldn't find a job.
Okay. So you have pretty good luck finding another job once you're laid off from the present job.
Yeah, normally within a month or so, I can normally get back to work. It just depends on how the economy's going.
Okay. And are you receiving any type of unemployment right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I will go ahead and pass this witness.
Call your next witness.
I have no other witnesses.
All right. So you're a welder by trade, Mr. Harden?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harden, are you a welder by trade?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Can
I'm
you hear me?
sorry, y'all. I'm sitting in the Newton County Courthouse and the internet is getting kind of unstable. So just bear with me and be patient. All right.
Yes, sir.
So
My phone is where I'm at. I don't really have that good a service. I didn't know if it was if it was me
nah,
or
you're
you.
okay. We'll get through it. I got a good signal right this very second, but it's been fluctuating. So generally
Okay.
speaking, Mr. Harden, what I do for guys like you that are in the construction business, I take about 75% of what their income is, and that's how I calculate child support. You said that you're off a month or so here, a month or so there, so you're probably working, 7, 8, 9 months out of the year, right? And you're off the rest of the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In between jobs.
That's what that's what I thought. Okay. So what I got before me today is two very good parents who work very well together. Now, the only thing I got to do is figure out what the numbers are, and that's pretty easy. Based on the information that Mr. Harden gave me, I came up with 785 in child support and 150 in medical support. I don't think anybody has insurance available based on. I know Mr. Harden doesn't because he's jumping from one job to the next as a welder. I'm from the area, so I know how that works. So,
Yes, sir.
Miss Westbrook, I only took about 75% of what his maximum income could be when I calculated his child support. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I came up with 785 and 150. Is that acceptable to you, Miss Westbrook?
Yes, sir.
Um,
I don't know if this matters, but we've been doing agreeing to 1,000 a month.
How much have you
Right
been
now.
doing?
1,000 a month.
Okay, that's pretty close to 1,000 when I get to add in the medical.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I mean the medical is going to pop it up to about 950.
Okay.
All right. Because the child's on the children are on Medicaid, so I got to factor that in to get that money back, at least some of
For
that
sure.
money. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Harden, you're okay with that figure then?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything further from the state?
Yes, I do believe we'll not suit our request for a judgment. There's no child support arrears or medical support arrears in this case.
I was wondering how you wanted to do that, but I mean, it did show at the end of May he was caught up on everything. So
Yeah, he's caught up, and
All right.
she wasn't
we'll-
requesting any retroactive child support. So
Good enough.
yeah.
That takes that part of it out of the suit. All right. The court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. I've already made the finding that Mr. Harden is the biological and now the legal father of the child. What's the second child's name, Miss Westbrook?
Parker. Parker
I
Webster.
was going to say Parker, but I was like, no, I dropped my page, so I'm not looking at the lawsuit. So I apologize. Of the child Parker. The parties have agreed that the child's last name will be changed to Harden. And so from this point forward, the child's legal last name will be Harden. I'm going to name the parties as joint managed conservators of the two children, with the mother as the primary custodian, with the right to establish the primary residence of the child. Mr. Harden will obviously have visitation at any and all times mutually agreed to by the parties. If no mutual agreement, then at least standard possession. There'll be no non-disclosure in this case, and I'll order Ms. Westbrook to maintain the health insurance that she has on the two children. No retroactive child support, and the state has non-suited its request for a judgment. I'm going to find, therefore, that child support will be $785 a month plus $150 a month. Those payments will begin July the 1st of 2023. Mr. Harden will be responsible for court costs, but I'll give him until December 31st of 2023 to pay my court costs. Ms. Simone, does that answer all of the issues that are before me from the state's pleading?
Yes, sir, it does.
All right. Ms. Westbrook and Mr. Harden, what's going to happen now is Ms. Simone is going to send me a proposed order that matches what I said here today. I'm going to sign it, get it back to them. Then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you. Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Westbrook, you got any questions?
No, sir. I'm completely
Mr. Harden,
fine
you
with
have any questions?
Yes, sir. What does court cost?
That's a great question. I have no idea how much they are, but I will tell you this. When you get the order that I'm going to sign, contained within that order, right toward the back of the order, right before where my signature is, there will be a name and an address where you can contact the Newton County District Clerk's office, and then you can call them to find out what your court costs are, and then you'll have until December 31st of this year to pay them. They're probably a couple $100, Mr. Harden, if I had to guess, and that's just a guess.
Okay.
I'm in 9 different counties, Mr. Harden, so I have no idea from one county to the next what the district clerk's office charges for each individual pleading. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I did have one bit of information for Ms. Westbrook. The order that we did for Hazley did change her last name to Hardin. So
Okay.
you'll just have to go, I'm not really sure what you'll need to do to go about changing her name on everything else, but it was changed.
Okay, and so the same will happen with Parker. Hers will be changed to the court.
Yes, it will be.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so
Both-
much.
Both children's legal name is now Hardin.
Okay.
As far as you changing it with the Social Security or the schools or whatever, all you have to do is have a copy of the court order that they're going to send you from the AG's office, and you can take that to any agency and they'll modify their stuff.
Okay, perfect. I'll get that done. Thank you.
Now, if you want an amended birth certificate, Ms. Westbrook, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
But you can go through the Bureau of Vital Statistics online and get that done as long as you have the order.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions, Ms. Westbrook?
No, sir, that's it.
Any other questions, Mr. Hardin?
No, sir, I'm good.
I appreciate good parents. I'm glad this set of hearings ended on good parents. So I wish you both the best.
Well, I thought that was an interesting question that the gentleman asked about court costs and an interesting response from Judge Webster. He works from 9 different counties, so they could be different in all of them. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't done so already, and leave me a comment down below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.